welcome to my Christmas in July video. My name's Anita and this is where I share my knitting and other crafts, and today is a little video about all the things that I'm making for the Christmas season. Not actually Christmas presents, they're all needed by the beginning of December. So some people might say it's far too early in July to start thinking about Christmas, but not if you're a maker. And not if you're this maker that makes things a little bit slowly. And I have several things that other people have asked me to make, and I don't want to get stressed. Now, apologies first for my hair. I've washed it this morning and I'm just leaving it dry naturally because I'm going for a walk with my friend in about an hour. It's going to get blown around anyway. And I am wearing the same top as I wore in my last video, which I recorded yesterday, because I thought this looks a little bit like snow, so a bit of a festive theme. I was going to get something else out that was Christmassy, but it's quite close today, quite warm, and I couldn't bear anything other than a t-shirt really. So I've got all my things laid out here. If I get my little book, this is my sort of journaling book that I'm a bit sporadic with, but I have made a page for Christmas in July. And then there are all the things that people have asked for, and there is a bonus make for me to make, which I'll show you at the end. So the first thing is my grandson Jack's Christmas jumper. Let's get the bag for that one. Last year my daughter did the Christmas jumper day in work, and in her work they were given a free knitting pattern, so it was too late to make that year, but I'm going to make one for Jack this year, and it's a Shaun the Sheep, and I've already started a card to keep my notes on. And this was in Knit Now magazine, and it is on Ravelry. I can't remember if you had to pay for it if it's on Ravelry now, but they were given it free, which is a bit strange because inside on the instructions they say, for example, abbreviations, see page 94 for all abbreviations. So that's obviously in the magazine, and this is a leaflet, but I don't need the abbreviations or anything. And in preparation I've already done a swatch, which is about right. I'm not very good at swatching. Well, I swatch, but I don't really know. If they say wash and block it to measure it, well, when you're actually knitting the garment, you're not washing and blocking it, are you? So anyway, it's roughly right. It's not way out, that's the main thing. And I have already bought all the yarns, and I'm using Yarn Smith's Create Apron, which I think is 100% acrylic, just so that my daughter can wash it easily. And I've got in this bag I've just got the grey and the black, because that's what you'd start off with. This is knitted in pieces, so you knit I think you meant to knit the back first, then the front and the sleeves, but I will probably knit the front first because that's the fun bit, and then one sleeve, because then you have an idea of how much yarn you're going to use. And I've also got a red, and then obviously that's the green. And it is using, I'm going to use straight needles because it's knitted flat anyway. Old-fashioned needles I've got here, and they are 4mm for the ribbing and 5mm for the body. I measured his chest when he was, oh no, he's 6, Jack. I measured his chest and it was 23 inches or 58.5 centimetres, and if I look on the size chart for that size, he is under the size chest for a 2 to 3 year old, so it's a little bit hard to know what to do. But I've decided I'm going to do the 4 to 5 year old size, which is a 65 centimetre chest, and these measurements are the finished chest circumference as well. So obviously they've allowed a certain amount of ease. Although no, actually in the pattern it said negative ease. It's all quite confusing. It says negative ease, but that's not a negative ease jumper. But I'm going to go for the age 4 to 5, and then because I don't want it to be overly baggy, and then I can just measure his arms and torso really to get it to fit. So I've got plenty of time. Actually, maybe I should knit the back, because that'll just be plain, and then if it's too small it won't take so long. I won't be upset undoing it. But that's the first one. Then one of the ones which is for me is this skirt I started last year, and it's the Clement Skirt from Tilly and the Buttons, from the Love at First Stitch book there. And the reason I made this skirt above any other was because I was hoping to have this finished for last year, and it was really quick, because you just basically sew some rectangles together, gather them and add them onto a waistband, neckband I was going to say then. So all I've got to do is add the other side of the waistband and insert a zip and do the hem. It's got pockets and everything, but when you put it on, it is quite chunky, and I'm hippie, so it's probably not the best style to choose. And it's made out of a tablecloth that I got in Primark last year, so it is quite thick, but it's only for Christmas, and I'm thinking I'm going to finish it, and then if I don't like it, I'm going to change it into something else, and that something else is an apron, because Jodie would like an apron from this other tablecloth. She bought, well, her friend went into Cardiff and bought 2 of these tablecloths for me, because she knew I was looking for them. And so the one I was converting into a skirt, and the other one, Jodie said, could she have an apron? Now, in the Learn to Sew with Lauren book, there's quite a straightforward bib type apron. So I'm going to have a go at making Jodie that, and if my skirt fails, I can take it apart and make one of those for myself. My next project, now this isn't for anyone in particular, but several years ago when I went to the NEC, one of the craft shows there, I bought a diamond art kit because I thought my eldest grandson Harry might like doing it. And it's just a little snowman Christmas card, and then you've got a little clear plastic sheet over the top, and then you, well, I haven't done it before. You've got little dots, and you have to pick them up with a little special little tool and put them all on the dots here. But he wasn't really interested in doing it. He might be this year, and I'm sure Jack will, because Jack's quite creative. But if neither of those want to do it, I'm going to do it, because I just want to get it finished and out of the way. And then you may remember, I think I've shown these in a previous video, but I have 2 advent calendars to sew for the boys, and I intend to put a chocolate in each one and another little gift that builds up through the month. Now, I can't tell you what that is, because Jack watches these videos with his mum. Hiya, Jack. And he's dying to know what I'm going to be putting in to the little pockets other than a chocolate. But I'm not going to say it's a secret. But I will let you know after the 1st of December, because he will know then, won't he, what's going on. So those 2 I have to sew for the boys, and that needs to be and they need to be done before the 1st of December so that they can start getting their sweet treats. And lastly, the last 2. So my sister-in-law has requested an item out of the Nudie Knits Christmas book. So it's A Naughty Knitted Noel. And I love these books. There's a story running through them. It is so funny. And then you've got lots of naughty little things to knit. and she wants an excited elf. I think that's pretty much all right to show you if I just hide that side. There he is. I made her one of the fairies before, so she wants an elf to go with it. And I'm just going to use the scraps and things or yarns I've got in my stash. And then I was showing Jodie that was what I was going to make Janine, and she said, could she have the cheese and pineapple hedgehog, which is that one, which isn't rude at all. But the reason being, when it's anyone's birthday, we always have a buffet, and we call it a buffet. And if you ask for a buffet, you get the old 70s retro kind of buffet with sandwiches and the cheese and pineapple hedgehogs and the cocktail sausage hedgehog, and just, it's like a children's tea party buffet if you ask for a buffet. And so she said that just reminds her of me, and she wants to hang it on her Christmas tree, which her husband won't be that pleased with, because she also had a little rude fairy off me one year, and Matthew's very particular about the tree and the decorations. He likes it just so. And I made the little nude fairy, and she hung it on the tree to wait and see how long it took him to notice it. That was quite funny. So now she's going to have this cheese and pineapple hedgehog on there as well, but he doesn't mind really. And that's everything I'm going to make so far for Christmas. Obviously other things will probably creep in, and I do want to make other things other than just Christmassy things from now until December. So that's why I'm starting now, and I'm using the prompt for Christmas in July to do it. And I really hope that you get on board as well and start thinking about the things that you would like to make. And please let me know in the comments what you are making, and we can all join in together. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I shall see you properly at the end of July. Bye for now.